Okay, so greeting and mayat. Now, if you look at this, it says Deuteronomy 7 to 24. Over here it says Deuteronomy 6 5 to 6 15. Now, right there says chapter 7. And this is the Holy Bible. And it says King James Version right there. So now this is the Christian Bible. We'll all agree. I just gave you proof of what I'm getting ready to read this from. The Christian Bible. This is the Bible that this book right here is the book that instructs the world on how to live according to their God. They gave them this book. This king wrote it, King James, who was a homosexual, in case you guys don't know it. He was a slaver. He had a lot of people that he just took advantage of and made be slaves, meaning they were black people that he made work without paying them until they died. Like we know happens a lot on this planet. Okay. So now here we go. I'm gonna read this. Okay, even though it might get crazy by the time I make it to YouTube and look sideways or whatever, they do stuff like that. But I do want you to see that this is their book. And I also want to point out to you that look how early in the beginning of this book, these few pages, right in the beginning, is what I'm saying. See, look at the thickness of that, right in the beginning. Now look how much book is left that you still got to get through. But look how early they started warning their followers, Jesus' children. Look how early in the book they started teaching them to be mass murderers. Okay, look, just in that much writing, when you get right here, listen what they start telling them to do with this much left that they haven't even gotten to yet. So this is how early in that book they started telling them, when the Lord thy God shall bring thee, okay, into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and has cast out many nations before thee. Now, when I read this to you, don't you try to make me be the honorary person because I'm reading you what your Bible instructed you to do. Now, this Canaanites right here is the land of Israel, modern day Israel, in case you guys don't know, which this book right here gives consolidation, because if you don't believe what I'm saying is true, you can go yourself and look up Canaanite in the Strong's Concordance, and they'll tell you, yeah, this is the black people that was in the land that's modern day Israel before all the white people got there. That's what the Strong Concordance will tell you. It'll say, indeed, that land was the land of black people because it's a part of Africa and Asia, and all this whole planet was black. And the truth about it is, if you do your research, you can find that out. So this word right here, the Canaanites, is the people that is now called Palestinians, that is mixed with the European blood that invaded their land. And they didn't do nothing but keep whitening them up, just like what happened here in America that made that nationality of people that's here called Mexicans all over the planet. And the only reason why you don't see it so big in Africa is because you see it big in the Middle East, and they call them Arabs, the black ones. But you got the white ones there, that's Arabs, that's separated from the black Arabs, that shows you about that being an occurrence that occurred, because you can still see the evidence of that. Okay, the white, he came in and enslaved everyone like he always does. And then when he enslaved everyone and took over the land, he murders all the men and takes his way with the women and whitens everyone up and then teaches them to hate their original black skin hue. That's his MO all around the planet. And this is him right now being instructed by his God. And this is what his God is telling him to do. It says, when the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and have cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites, the Gagashites, or Shittites, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, okay, or the Canaanites, or the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites. 7 nations. Listen how many? 7. Okay, now look, I want to show you something. Look at this right here. Okay, with this God of Sar. Look, 7, right? See, so everything that was manifested around the Bible has a numerical significance to it. But you see, this stuff always end up going to us. So it gave him 7 tribes of people that they want him to, you understand me, destroy. Okay? 7 tribes. All right, so look at my crib. I'm moving real soon. So that's why everything is so destroyed in here. But now look, let me show you something. No, there, wait a minute, over here. It said, when the Lord thy God bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and has cast out many nations. We went through all that already. And the Jebusites and 7 nations greater and mightier than thou, meaning the black people that I showed you. Asar's people is who they mean. Now watch this. It says, and when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son. There it goes right there. See? Right here. There's one reading all this from. Nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. And meaning that we're not supposed to be breeding with each other or even having communion with each other. Definitely not getting married to one another. Okay? And they're not supposed to show us any mercy or make any covenants with us, meaning that don't do anything to help them, just utterly destroy them. See? And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, meaning that when you see them on the earth, your God has made it possible for you to come across them. And when you come across them, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. So watch, somehow you're going to find me being a bad person for having the obligation and the desire to come out here anointed and appointed universally to point this out to you and to show you why these fires here on this earth burning all this up. I come out here with this image of your whiteness and this superior existence of that whiteness being supreme in the universe that privileges you to murder everyone off the earth, including yourselves. Like I said this morning, 75 years of age, woman, dementia, suffering from a moment of craziness. And police go in her house and kill her in her own house. She didn't hurt anyone or anything. They called to get help for her, and he ended up going in there shooting her 2 times, made her die. So, this is what we're talking about. Smite them, because believe me, when it says this in the relative arrangements of this being non-white people that happened to, there was a system of biblical teaching outside of this Bible in other lands of Europe that instructed the same moronic crusaders to kill white people as well. All in Yugoslavia, they had the same type of foolish propaganda and documentations that enslaved people and murdered people. And then you had the same people forever telling you about this occurring to them. But here it is written in that book that God telling them to do it to someone else. And they did it. They did it. The proof that they did it is because all these lands they mentioned to do that in is the lands that they're occupying right now called Turkey and Israel. Okay. And all those other lands over there like Lebanon and Beirut and Pakistan and Afghanistan. That's what all these lands were that they're talking about right now when they describe these nations right here that God told them to kill and take their land. This is them getting instructed, written in this book, them being instructed to go around the world and find us where we're at and murder us. And this means that they didn't take us there. We were already there when they got there, which means all of us coming out of the ark, because this is after the ark story. This is after you came out of the ark. So how did we come out of the ark and end up in these lands, occupying them fully with authority over them so much where they have to come in and murder us and take it from us if we all was in the ark together and we all came out of back here in these pages. They tell you about Noah and his ark and them the earth being flooded and destroyed and everything. And it ain't adding up because now all of a sudden all these white people come out of the ark. According to them, they was all white with maybe a few black people. We don't never seem to fit in this Bible anyway, but I'm just giving you something to think about. The Noah thing that already happened. Okay, I think. Wait a minute, I could be wrong. Okay, I could be wrong. But anyway, what I'm saying to you is even before the Noah thing, if it's before or after, here's a demonstration of they done came out of Egypt now under bondage of the Pharaoh. Meaning white people, according to them. They show you white people in Egypt. And then, so that means that white people was enslaving white people. So where did the black people come in being the evil pharaohs of Egypt? So now if the black people was the evil pharaohs of Egypt that they want you to believe in this Bible, then where is the contradiction where all of a sudden Egypt is white too? See, lies. because they'll tell you about that God having to deliver them from the bondage of the evil black Pharaoh that made them, when they got delivered from the evil Pharaoh, end up in the wilderness. And out of the wilderness, that God instructs them to come into these lands of people and murder them to take that land so they could do away with that system of not belonging anywhere. Just go and kill these people and take their stuff was their God's solution for the problem. You know, we can't murder and get rid of the problem in Egypt where you all is at, and you should really be entitled to it since you all built it up and everything. Why don't we just get rid of these wicked pharaohs and let you all stay here? That would have been the right thing to do. But that ain't what happened. What happened is the great stuff about the Nile opening and them getting escaped from there and then being in the desert 40 years with the great God, leaving them in the desert for all this crazy stuff that you all believe. And then when you go on the deserts that they were supposed to be in, there's been scholar after scholar that goes out there and say there is no way that large amount of people could have occupied any parts of this land around here without leaving mad traces of it. For 40 years, that many people out here, they would have had to do all type of things that would have showed mad evidence of their existence there. But nothing can be found. Nothing at all. Just like you can't find any other graves of the great people. But what you can find is their work, with them sticking to it, the letter with this right here. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Well, all that is happening, which means they didn't stick to the script because this was foolish anyway. And then the ramifications of what true divine people would do, you won't listen to no foolishness like this. It's only the fools that listen to this that you see going into the supermarkets now, shooting people down, and the policemen shooting people in the back again 7 times, right? See, it's all symbolic, isn't it? Because they're stealing this earth from us black people. And in order for they to do that, they got to make us all white. That means that the reason you guys are white is because of their implement to make everybody on the earth be white, because that's how they get their privilege. And by convincing you all that this world belongs to whiteness, and Jesus Christ made it right for you guys to. And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. That's the privilege overall that you all get from this religion that make you all want to be real proud to be white, because it's better to give than to receive that type of savage ass behavior. It's better for you to do it to someone else than have someone do it to you. You know, we can't have a world where everybody walk around and respect one another, and this doesn't go on at all because it's right here in this Bible. In case you all don't get it, it's the Christian King James Bible that tells you about Jesus' great brotherly love. The words of Christ written in red, right there. Christ's book, Jesus Christ's book. Okay? Jesus Christ's book. Telling these white people to kill us black people. So I keep trying to tell y'all about that. And instead of you listening and understanding that you're going to have to do something for the remedification for all of the involvement with this witchcraft stuff that's on this earth through this Bible right here, because it is a false teaching of some God principle that's greater than the spiritual energy that you have inside of you, that is your true encompassing arrangement with your spiritual connection with this universe. And not even a connection, your spiritual being universe. You are a being universe, meaning you're a universe yourself. You are being the universe. It's who you are. So all this foolishness about killing other people and all that stuff as instructions given to you from some God that is jealous because they will turn away thy son from following me. And this may anger to serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you and destroy these suddenly? So he's a tyrant that if you don't go murder and kill and steal this land from me, and if you do mix with these people and don't follow my commandments, and you make marriage with them, and you have respect for them and their daughters, and you know, do, and then you do give unto them concern and kindness and everything like that, don't do it, because if you do, they will turn you away from following me, is what he's saying. Following all my barbaric ass ways. And that's gonna make me really, really mad. And I'll kill you, is what it suddenly said. It says, "For they would turn away."